Hey y'all, it's Rose and I'm back with another video, and I am making the part 2 to how you can get your Wells Fargo settlement checks. Y'all had a lot of questions and I'm gonna get straight into it. I'm not gonna waste any time. So one of the biggest things is you guys wanted me to give you a part 2 to see what I put on my form, how I filled it out, where I am in my process. So I did want to give you guys an update. I am still awaiting my next mediation date as far as me being able to go ahead and speak with them. So today I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to answer all your frequently asked questions, and then I'm going to give y'all all the steps I took leading up to this moment. So let's get straight into the video. Let's get straight into it. And also, I want to let you guys know on how you can also do this with Bank of America, Navy Federal, and Chase. So just to give you guys a little background, if this is your first time on what happened, Wells Fargo was sued and then they had to settle out of court and pay a lot of their customers back for illegal practices that they were doing. So opening checking accounts for clients just so that they can meet quotas, or doing identity theft protections and all this different type of stuff. This also applies to if you had an auto loan, a mortgage, a credit card, anything with Wells Fargo. So a lot of people were affected by this settlement, and what they ended up doing was they were sending out checks to people who had been victims of one of the things I just named, and they were sending checks to your address. But the biggest hang up on that is if you are no longer a Wells Fargo client, or you did not have your most up-to-date address on file, you may not have even received those checks in the mail. So I made my first video, which I'll reference above, to let you guys know why you're able to get this money, how you can call in and see if you're eligible if you didn't receive a check but you were previously with Wells Fargo. Now, this lawsuit started back in 2022 and then it was settled out. So for the people who are asking, oh, I have a recent account with Wells Fargo, do I qualify? Most likely you do not. This is pretty much for anybody that was around a customer with them from 2022 and older. So if you were a customer with them or currently been with them around that time, then you would actually qualify to receive one of these checks. Now, a lot of people said in the comments they got a check in the mail. Some people said they got a check for $700. Some people said they got $50. Some people said they got 2 checks in the mail, one for $1,000, one for $700. So the comments varied on people who received those checks in the mail and how much they got. Now, if you did not receive a check, but you were a customer around that time, that is okay. Like I said, they may not have had your correct address on file. So I gave you guys the phone number to call the Wells Fargo settlement department specifically about this situation. Okay, you guys, one more frequently asked question that I got is about the Wells Fargo number that I gave. I'll put it on the screen for you again right now. That takes you to the CPI auto department. Now, this does apply for Wells Fargo if you had credit cards, auto loans, mortgage, or even checking accounts. So when you speak with the agent, you're going to let them know what type of account you have or had, and then they can transfer you over to the correct remediation department from there. I wanted to address the phone number issues that people have been saying to make sure you guys are getting through. This phone number will allow you to call in and see if you should have received a check, maybe you missed it, if you already got a check but you feel like they gave you pennies on a dollar and you deserve more. And then if you want more information on what you can put on your remediation form, I'll go over that shortly. But you can let them know, like, hey, I've been a victim of identity theft before. I've had issues with people open accounts in my name and I'm not agreeing to do that. So specifically about what this is about. Now, I want to let you guys know, number one, the way customer service is set up to handle basic things. So if you have called in and asked customer service directly, they probably told you either they don't know what you're talking about, the checks have already been sent out, or this is not something that they handle, because it is a special department that you have to call or contact about this. So on my first video, I gave you guys the contact phone number as well as an email address where you could email them regarding this issue so that you can see if you qualify for one of these checks that you may not have received in the mail for whatever reason. Now, I'm going to add the contact information on the screen again for you guys, the phone number and the email address, so you can contact Wells Fargo to see if you qualify for these things. Now, for my people who you already got a check in the mail and you feel like, hey, this was not enough money for my pain and suffering for what y'all have been doing to me, I am going to show you guys really quick what they put on the letter that I last received from them. So on the last letter that I received from them that I will put on the screen, it says, if you believe that your concerns have not been sufficiently resolved, the mediation process is available to find a solution that's acceptable to both you and Wells Fargo. This is a voluntary program and it is your option to participate at no cost to you. We've included the mediation request form for you to complete and return if you choose this option. Please note, you must print your name, sign, and date the enclosed mediation form, as your signature provides authorization to Wells Fargo to share your information with third-party mediation provider. Now, I'm saying all this to say, you guys, they tell you in this letter, if you are not satisfied with the check that you did receive in the mail, you can go ahead and move forward and ask for mediation to receive more money. Even though it may have been a while ago, you can still fill out the mediation form and request more money. If they ask, I didn't know that I could get more, I just got a check, I didn't really know what was going on until I started recently reading into it more, or I saw an article on something online. That's pretty much all you can say. So for my people who already got a check, you have an option. If you didn't get one and you want to know if you qualify, contact the phone number, get with Wells Fargo to see what's going on. So the other thing that I had a big question about is you guys wanted me to tell you what I put on my mediation form. So I'm going to put that form up on the screen for you guys, and I actually have it up right now for me as well on my phone so that I can read over each section for you. So it says payment status request form. This is a legal invoice, and it asks you for your contact information, your email, the date, and it says pending review for approval. They have different statuses. Basically, you put the Wells Fargo matter, the name, your number, the contact information, and you pretty much are going to fill out this form and you're going to let them know how you feel that you've been affected from this invasion of your privacy, them doing things with your personal bank account, and how that has affected your life. Now, for the people who may not know how to answer this question, you may not know how to fill out this mediation form, no worries. I have heard y'all's cry. I have created a free PDF for you guys that shows the mediation form, and also I just give you different things and statements that may apply to you. So if you feel like this has affected you, traumatically, I'm just giving you a brief statement that you can finish off the rest of, like, hey, this has sufficiently affected my life because XYZ, and you can kind of take it from there. So if you want that statement and the breakdown of that mediation form and everything, I've created a free PDF for you guys. It is totally free. I'm not charging anything. All you need to do is click on the link in the description, and I will put it above. Just give me your name, email address, and phone number, and I will send you over the full PDF. It is an automatic download. You don't have to wait, and it will come directly to you so you can fill this out. Now, last but not least, Navy Federal, Chase, and Bank of America. That is the last thing that I wanted to go over with you guys. Now, when it comes to them, they have all recently within 2024, and I have been doing a deep dive on this. Once I got this check from Wells Fargo, I'm like, look, I know somebody else has done it. And I even saw you guys comment saying, I know Chase and other people have been doing this too. So I did a deep dive and I started looking up any banks that has settlements for these particular situations for unlawful practices. And I found 3 banks. One is for Chase, which was in 2024, Bank of America, and Navy Federal. And all of these were in like February or April of this year. So they were recent. This is not old information. And I have the article links directly for you guys that I will put in the description. And these links are coming from credible sources like Forbes. So for the people who are like, is this real? Are you sure? I have all the articles linked for you to see for yourself that this is real information. Now, once I was doing my further investigation of everything, I'm like, okay, I know Wells Fargo had this special number for the Department for Settlements and email address. So I'm like, okay, I know Bank of America, Navy, and Chase probably are going to have the same setup. So I went undercover. All last week, I have been online, Googling, smoogling, calling in to customer service and everything. And I have gotten the direct phone numbers for these 3 banks as well as a few others. I've gotten their phone numbers to that special department as well as the email addresses to that special department. And remember, I said I have the settlement request form for mediation as well as statements, that you can use. All of that is included on this free PDF for you guys. So if you think that you may have been a victim with Chase, Bank of America, or Navy Federal, please get this free guide. Go ahead, call the phone number. If you're not on the phone, send out an email, follow up with them. Just give them your information to see if you qualify for something, because you may need to receive a check in the mail. Maybe your address wasn't updated. Maybe you can go into mediation for this same situation. So please get the free guide, get all the information you guys need. And just to let you know, this does apply to anyone who has had a auto loan, mortgage, credit card, or even a checking account with either of these 4 banks: Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, or Navy Federal. Now, lastly, negotiations. That's what I want to talk about. Once you speak with them, the first rule of negotiations is you never take the first offer. Now, they may tell you, hey, you're going to have to speak to a judge. Y'all going to be on the line for 2 hours. They're going to say things to intimidate you. But I would strongly suggest that you tell them, hey, what's the best offer or the final offer that you can give me? If they offer you $700, maybe you can ask them, hey, can you guys do $2,000, and let them work you down from there. But if you don't ask, you don't receive. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open. So I want to encourage you guys to negotiate once you do speak with these departments about what they are offering to settle with you for, because that is super important. Last but not least, I don't want to hold you guys too long, so make sure that you are checking in with everything. I will continue to link the Wells Fargo information in the description, the link to all of these articles regarding these banks, and of course, my free guide for the PDF for you guys to get all the direct contact information and mediation forms. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video. If you have made it all the way to the end of this video, comment, I made it. And if y'all want me to make a part 3 on once my mediation finally is completed and resolved, please comment part 3 and all of your questions in the comment section. Till next time. Thank you again for hanging with me here at Rose Credit Repair. And don't forget, like, subscribe, comment below if you have any credit questions. I'm going to be answering them myself in the comments. So you know what to do. Until next time.